Ooh. Good morning. I insist on putting on some smell good today. I want to feel something like a lady. Even though this hair is driving me crazy. This is going to be somewhat organized this week. So again, good morning. I am going to I gotta take one of my K-ball sisters. She has a pinched nerve, and I promised her, I'm sorry y'all, I'm not in view. I promised her that I would take her to, what did I do with my lotion? Did I put it back in here? I usually put it back where it's supposed to be. Hopefully I did. Yeah. I promised her that I would be there for her with her sciatic nerve. And so I have to take her to her chiropractor this morning. Hold on, you guys. Let me put you on the hold, please. So I have to take her to the chiropractor this morning at 9:29. Luckily, she lives right around the corner, about 2 miles away. So even though it's 9:29, she said she'll be ready at 9:45. So I'm doing that, and then after I drop her off, I am gonna test drive my Instacart to see what's popping over here in Decatur. Just do it for like a couple of hours, then come back and start back doing some stuff around the house. Y'all see I had to go back to the non-slick down look, because baby, that slick down looking like a rug. This hair looks dry, and that's because of course it's bleached. But when you bleach hair and you have 4C hair, it is easily damaged and easily dry. So 2 more weeks, just 2 more weeks, and I'm going to, I ain't gonna say 2 more weeks because I need to make sure I have plenty of new growth. By the end of this month, oh shit, that's 2 more weeks. I'm going to 2.5 more weeks. I'm going to go ahead and braid it back up. So had a little negative comment yesterday, but I ended up I just sent her to the block party. She had to admonish me, because I'm sure she can still see, on my use of the term anyway. She said I use anyway too much, and she believes that the correct term is anywhere or something like that. And she knows that my regular subscribers won't correct me on that as bad as they want to correct me on basically my use of English, because you guys are afraid of being blocked. but she's sure that everybody wants to correct me on my use of English, because apparently it was irritating her. Then she came down, so I just ignored that. At first, I went to type, and I said, you know what, Chloe? Baby, you got too much good stuff going on in your life right now to be entertaining foolishness. And so then she came back. No, I think I did respond to her, but I didn't respond to her the way that I had thought to respond to her. I just told her, baby, if my use of language is irritating you that much, just unsubscribe. Just unsubscribe. Then she went down a little later in the same video and went off on me because I said that my next door neighbor, Miss Foster, is on dialysis. She said, because when I said that I gave her my mom's wheelchair. Well, really her son came and got it because she's on dialysis, and you know she needs help. It's getting harder and harder for her to walk. Plus she's like 80-something years old. So then she goes off on me and tells me I'm telling other people business and blah 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 blah. So mind you, Miss Foster always talk about being on dialysis. Everybody up and down the street noticed she is on dialysis. Matter of fact, when I told her I was finally gonna move back into the house, I was asking her how she was doing. She was like, you know, she hanging in there. She's, you know, having to take dialysis 3 times a week and blah 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 blah, all this other stuff. And then she was telling me to make sure to be very cognizant of my eating and everything, because she's been a diabetic really almost since I've known her. She's been a diabetic. And yeah, so, you know, I ain't like y'all know her, and she wouldn't care anyway. So anyway, at that point, I just sent her to the block party. I just sent her to the block party. So more than likely she is able to see this. And like I told her, whenever we send you to the block party, we don't with YouTube, you can't block someone from seeing, but what you can do is hide the poster and when you hide the poster, you hide all of their comments. You hide all their current and past comments, and they can see you, but you can't see them, and none of the other subscribers can see them. So they'll be typing and talking and all this other stuff, and not realizing that nobody can see what they're saying. Nobody can see what they're saying. I can't see it. Y'all can't see it. But anyway, so, oh, that's it. She don't like whenever I say anyway. That's what's going on with me. I'm about to get it together, get out of here. My skin's still peeling. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, y'all. I am like, wow. Oh shoot, I gotta get out of here. Let me get out of here. Spinning y'all around. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I didn't even charge my microphone, and I had planned on putting on some eyebrows and some mascara today, but I guess today won't be the day. So conversation I just had on Facebook, and it is a very common conversation in a ladies group that I'm in. And in the group, the girl posted, ladies, should a man have a right to have a say-so in whether a woman keeps her baby or not? And if he doesn't want it, should he be responsible for it. And this is a conversation that, of course, is a very common conversation. And a lot of times, I shy away from conversations like that because, it's always very, very spicy. It's always a lot of anger, a lot of vitriol towards it. And, especially coming from the younger generation, but I see a lot of it from the older generation as well. And I guess it bothers me a lot because more and more I see, I don't want to say pick me, but I see a lot of women that are not girls in a sense, but more so always siding with the men. And I don't know if they do it because they feel like men are mistreated or misused, or if they feel like, or used, or if they feel like it puts them in favor with men, that it is, I guess, a pick me stance. But here's my thing, and I don't, maybe it's just me, I don't understand how you can dispute it, but when two people lay down together and neither chooses to use a preventative method from her getting pregnant, it is at that time, it's just like an implied contract. It is at that time that both realize the repercussions of their actions and both understand that there's a possibility that life will be created. Now, I'm not one of those people that's pro-life. I'm one of those people that your body, your choice. But I feel like, whenever you lay down, it's very simple. If he doesn't want to run the risk of getting her pregnant and ending up with a child that he does not want, he is just as much responsible for protecting himself as she is protecting herself. If she doesn't want it, then she should either insist he wear a condom, wear birth control pills, take birth control, or choose not to engage. With him, it's twofold. He can either wear a condom or he can choose not to engage. But at the point where you choose to take that risk, you are also risking creating a life, and you are at that point saying, I will be responsible. You can't try and tell a woman what she can or cannot do with her body. That's one. And two, I think it is just a trashy ass man, and I'm gonna say it, I think it is trashy ass women who agree with and give a man the option to just walk away from a child that he created just because he didn't want it. Because if he didn't want it, then he would have protected himself from wearing it. But his desire to have skin to skin versus preventing something as huge as creating a life is selfish. It's very, very selfish. It's selfish for a man to say, yeah, I know I got a child out here in this world, but I didn't want it. And since I didn't want it, I'm not responsible for it. That's BS. That is, to me, that is some freaking BS, because the number one sex that's in nursing homes are men. The number one sex in nursing homes that are not visited by any family members and dies alone are men. Men complain about Father's Day and not getting the same accolades as mothers. There are some terrible mothers, but at the same time, as a man, you have to make sure that you be the type of father that deserves accolades, because a lot of them don't. There's a lot of them that do, but then there's a lot of them that really, really don't. Hold up for a minute. Let me call Tiffany. So, and then here's another thing. Um, how can you have a say so on whether she keeps the baby or not when, number one, when a woman has when a woman chooses to terminate, she's placing herself at risk as becoming sterile. She's also placing herself at risk, placing her life at risk whenever she has a baby, because a woman having a baby is the closest that she more than likely will ever come to death. So it should definitely be her choice on whether she wants to keep it or not. Now, here's the thing. What about the women who don't want to keep it and the men want it? Does he have a say so on whether she keeps it or not? If he wants it and she doesn't want it, is she wrong for terminating what he wanted? And if he wants her to keep it so badly, how many men do you know, and I know it does happen, how many men do you know that says have the baby and then I will take it from newborn? Very rare. And so often men will say they want the baby, but then will just walk away, will just still not hold up their end of the responsibility. And whenever it comes down to it, the mother is solely more responsible, even whenever it comes to how the school system is. The school system will lock up the mother if the child is not coming to school. If something happens to the child, the first thing they do is look at the mother. I don't understand people's mindset, and I know that everybody's mindset is not like mine, but it's just simple mathematics to me. You don't want the child, wear a condom. Use some type of birth control. If you don't wear a condom, which is it's a so simple preventative measure, and we know that condoms are not 100%, but at least try. If you know you don't want a child, especially by somebody you don't even know, you're not even in a relationship with, you just out here hitting and quit it, wear a condom. Not even just for that, but also to prevent sexual diseases. I'll be back. Okay, y'all. So I'm waiting on Tiffany to get out of the chiropractor. And so I done ran up here to Dimitri's to get a biscuit. This time I decided to switch to a sausage biscuit versus a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Baby, whenever I say this biscuit is everything, this biscuit is everything. Now I gotta go find me something to drink because I didn't get a soda from in there. I should have. So waiting on Tiffany. Then I'm gonna see what this Instacart is hitting like for today. I think I'll just do like maybe a couple of hours or a couple of just a couple of orders to see how it is over in our area. All right.
Bully its way into getting those secure.
Y'all, so
you cannot.
After I dropped Tiffany, it's 3:46. After I dropped Tiffany off at home, about 1, I turned on my Instacart, did a little quick delivery of a case of water
four sleeves of mini coats. Excuse me, 2 boxes of cereal and a half gallon of milk to a senior home over off Callan Road. And then I turned on my Lyft and caught a ride that was over at Agnes Scott College, and she was going downtown. $18. Cool. Got down there, caught somebody who was going from that area over to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. That was like $8. Got over Children's Healthcare Atlanta. No, I'm sorry. That was $13. Got over Children's Healthcare Atlanta. Caught somebody who was just going around the corner to Emory. $7. $7.84, something like that. Then caught someone at Emory, and if you're only if you're in Atlanta, you know where I'm talking about, who was going to Farabee. Now, one thing about Lyft, when they start adding stuff to your rides, you really don't know, because it flashes so quick and you're driving, you don't know, it'll flash the amount, but you don't know too much about how far, where you're picking them up from, and you definitely you don't know where you're taking them. So I was like, whoa. When it said 20, it was $25 or something. Then it said also it was adding some type of bonus or whatever. Baby, now it was some traffic, but it was a cool ride because I put Pandora on and put it on some like old school slow jams, whatever. You know, if they want to talk, I talk. If they don't want to talk, I don't talk, because I know me. Whenever I'm in the car, I don't like a person that's super chatty. So it is 3:48. I went ahead and turned my my Lyft off, but for the most part, from 1 o'clock to, I'll say, we're just gonna round it up to 4 o'clock. That's 3 hours. I have made about $80 because the one that was $24, I end up getting they increased it to like, it was $25. They increased it to like, I'm just Jonesboro. They increased it to like $30. So between that one, yeah, in 3 hours, I've made about $80. And if somebody goes back and throws some tips up in there, that would be even better. But I'm about to take it in. I want some salad today. Yesterday I had that sandwich, and I'm not really big on like only sandwiches I really eat is tuna. I'm not really big on eating, and every once in a while I'll go grab me a sub, but I'm not really big on eating lunch meat because it's heavily processed, it's heavily salted, it's got a lot of water in it, it's got a lot of it's to think of it being different parts of the pig, and then it's just smashed together, and all of that is just kind of like makes me a little nauseated. But I am going to. I'm probably going to Publix. I want a salad, but I'm going to make the salad myself, and I got a taste for the ginger dressing that you get from the Chinese hibachi place. So, I'm probably going to end up at Publix because I doubt very seriously that Walmart carries it. Excuse me. So that's going to be my dinner for today. I'm going to make me a really nice salad. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry, honey. I done um something went in my throat. So today's gonna be kind of chill. I'm gonna go home. I need to stop at Walmart because I still need to get that WD-40, y'all. I done went to two Dollar Trees that don't have it. So that's what I'm going to do. I am stopping at Walmart. I am getting that WD-40, grab a couple of bags of salad and hope that they have that dressing. Matter of fact, when I get when I get off the exit up here, I'm so sorry, y'all. When I get off at the exit up here, I am going to see if Walmart has that salad dressing. I hope and pray that they do. We're gonna see. Okay, talk to you in a little bit. Okay, not only do they have it, but of course it's cheaper than it is in public. So there's gonna be one stop shop. WD-40, salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever I want to put in my salad. The salad dressing, it is the Mikado honey ginger fresh refrigerated salad dressing, $3.88. So I'm gonna get that, and I need to get a ranch, and then I am going home. I'm just gonna chill. I haven't watched Bridgerton, y'all. I can't believe, I think the second part has also dropped. I haven't even watched the first part of this is season 5 of Bridgerton. I think it's 5. I haven't even watched season 5 of Bridgerton, and I'm waiting for not Steel Magnolias. What is it? Sweet Magnolias to come back on. Sweet Magnolias had me in a chokehold. Why is it that it seems like all of the TV shows that have me in a chokehold, they either get rid of them or Harlem, because I like, you know what? That's what I can do another binging of Harlem. Harlem, they got rid of it. It was this other one that it was another, what was that other one that I watched? It was black. It was black. One of the girls was very obviously a lesbian, and she was basically just sleeping from couch to couch, and she ended up being the assistant to some older woman, and they end up having an affair. It was a slight comedy, and I liked that one, but that one went away. And then Bridgerton be leaving you in a chokehold and then be gone for like a year, 2 years, however long it's been. Sweet Magnolias, they were gone a year and a half. Like I said, time is moving entirely too fast. And then, of course, Christian Key's All the Queen's Men is supposed to be a final season of that. That's why I'm like watching. For a long time, I had just given up on TV. I hadn't watched TV. I haven't watched an award show since, y'all, to be quite honest, I haven't watched a award. The last time I watched an award show was like a BET Music Awards, and that was like early 2000s. And definitely haven't watched American Music Awards, because American Music Awards is not like it used to. I loved the American Music Awards whenever you had the live bands and they would actually get up and perform. I think the last time I took a peek at the American Music Awards, it's like nobody's really performing. So it's just not like it. Everything in life now is so microwaved. So for a long time, I had just completely stopped watching TV. When I say completely stopped watching TV, because I just saw how people were just becoming so addicted to it. And then what made me start back watching TV was someone was going on and on and on about being Mary Jane, and that I just had to watch it. And that's what sucked me back in. But I'm not really all the way in. YouTube got me on chokehold. But being Mary Jane, Insecure, as you can see, I am really one of those people that likes to watch African American storylines. Never watched what is it? Orange in Black. I never watched that. I never felt a desire to watch that. Never watched Gang of Thrones. Gang of Thrones. I think it was Gang of Thrones. Never watched that. Never watched House of Cards. Never watched True Blood. Never watched. What was the other? It's a couple of ones that everybody had in a real serious chokehold. I watched the one with Olivia Pope for I think like 2 seasons. I watched Empire. I think 2 seasons. I watched what's the one that 50 Cent did with Omar Hardwick. He's actually from Decatur and went to Southwest DeKalb. I watched that one up until, and I didn't even watch all of it. I was just in and out until the little sister was killed. Definitely didn't watch the spinoff from it. I never watched like The Corner, or what was that other one? It was The Corner, and then it was the other TV show that was, I guess, about drug dealers. And what was that other show? It was so popular. It was, I don't know why I could just remember The Corner but can't remember that one. Never watched that. Y'all, look, let me tell you something. I've never even watched what's the one with Forrest Gump. I've never watched Forrest Gump. I've never watched Forrest Gump. I've never watched The Butler. I never watched Selma. I've never watched I just don't, for me, I don't like to watch movies about us being mistreated and about us being oppressed, about segregation, about racism and stuff like that. And a lot of people are like, well, you need to know. Baby, let me tell you something. I am very much aware of our history, and I don't need to continuously see it over and over again. I already know about MLK and what happened. I already know about Selma, what happened. I don't want to see The Butler. I don't want to see us in positions where we are subservient to someone else and we are demeaned and put down. It messes with my spirit, so I can't watch stuff like that. I don't even think that children should be made to watch Roots. Watching Roots traumatized the heck out of me. It is not something that I believe children should be made to watch. It's not going anywhere. I think it should be a choice. It should be a discussion and a choice that once they get to be older. But I watched Roots when it was out, so that was like 9 years old, and it was very traumatizing. And it did nothing for me because it was like at 9 years old, it was too much to really process. Now, what the movie that made me just truly fall in love with my people, fall in love with being black, just really into black love and, my brothers and my sisters, was Rosewood. And by that time, when Rosewood came out, I was an adult and I can better appreciate Rosewood and what my grandparents and even my parents had gone through. You hear about it, but seeing it in Rosewood, it was just, I remember whenever I went to see Rosewood, at the same time Rosewood was out, I can't remember what movie was out. I can't remember, it was To Wong Fu Chu with Love or whatever that was, or the one with Jamie Foxx and Booty Call. I can't remember if it was Booty Call or To Wong Fu Chu with Love, whatever it is. What I do remember is that I was sitting in the movie theater at Market Square. I think it was Market Square, watching the movie. And in that theater, it was only maybe 4 black people and a white couple. The white couple sat behind me. And next door, where they were playing To Wong Fu with Love or whatever movie it was, that theater was packed. It was packed, and you could just hear through the walls them just dying and cracking up laughing while I'm over here looking at Rosewood and the theater is empty. And I remember the white couple that was behind us. Um, the whole the traumatic parts of the movie, the white lady was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." I was in the movie crying, and hell, she was behind me and she was damn crying. And her husband, he would make sounds as well. And so I think that it really gave them a view of what we have endured, just based on the sounds that I was hearing them make. But Rosewood is one that truly made me fall in love with my people and fall in love with understanding our history and our past and what we have endured. Roots, Roots was too traumatizing. But anyway, I don't know what happened. I know. The reason I guess I had started getting into my spiritual journey and watching these movies and watching how people would get so pissed off on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if they still do it now because I don't see it. But I remember when it was Empire, and what was that other one? Good Lord, y'all. What is the name of that TV show that 50 Cent is famous for? Yeah, it's real bad because I don't be watching TV anyway. People would get mad. Game of Thrones. It was Game of Thrones, and it was a couple of other TV shows that would come on, and people would get mad when people would come on to Facebook and start discussing it. I mean, they would get pissed off. I guess because it was coming on Hulu before it came on the regular show, or it came on the regular TV, and then other people was watching it on Hulu. Whatever it was, they would get mad because people would be discussing it. And it's like, why you gonna get mad and say that people so rude and inconsiderate to be discussing the movie when everybody hasn't seen it, as if you're gonna control their wall and what they can and cannot talk about. But why not just you stay off of Facebook so you won't get any spoiler alerts until you can watch it? Why is it that they're the ones who have to suppress who they are? People are so arrogant and narcissistic that it just blows my mind. Everybody's supposed to wait until you're ready. That was watching how people was just so hooked. I never wanted to be addicted to anything. That was the thing, is that the addiction was real. And watching how people was addicted to it, it was just such a turnoff to me. And it's like, I don't want to be addicted to anything like that, where every week I gotta sit in front of the TV on Thursdays at 8 o'clock or at 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock, and I can't miss it. And I never want anything to have that type of chokehold on me. Now, I'll do a good binge now. I did watch Insecure almost every week. Insecure was good. But for the most part, if it's something that I hear a lot about and I do watch it, I'm a binge watcher. I'm just baby, just drop all the episodes so I can just see it all at one time. But I pulled up at the Walmart, which has my salad and my ginger dressing that I love. I'm about to run in here, grab it, grab the WD-40, grab a couple of other vegetables to cut up and put on my salad, and then I'm taking it home. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start it drizzling. All right, let's go. Ooh.
and get me some romaine. And then they got it. Okay, so it is. Okay. It's my other one. But last time I bought this, I didn't even use it. I'm trying to eat healthy, Dad. I'm trying. I'm working. I'm trying to keep it in shape. Thank you. Garlic and herbs. Rotisserie. Let's see. Wrench WD-40. Apple juice from concentrate water. Apple juice. It'd be better for me to just get a bigger one. Oh no, you're good, sweetheart. Thank you. Let's get a big thing of apple juice. We're gonna try the Walmart brand. Now, let me tell you something. Don't get me wrong, I am happy to be back at home. But coming from where I've been the last 4 years, just being back over here is like a culture shock. Culture. Why is it that lately I cannot pronounce words? Culture. Being back over here is like a serious culture shock. Culture. Culture. Being back over here is a serious culture shock because, baby, whatever I say, I have seen a little bit of everything in this store. I have seen a little bit of everything in this store. And the only thing I can say, and I'm going to say this not being sarcastic, not trying to be funny, I love my people. And I was just talking about that whenever I went to school with him. I was just talking about that. Y'all, I am sweating. I was just talking about that before I went in the store about, you know, how I learned to love my people from watching Rosewood. But just being in the store right now, and I'm just looking around, a lot of people will see it as ghetto. A lot of people, especially once they become educated and, you know, they're making 6 figures, they move out the hood and everything, then, you know, it's like certain things just totally disgust them. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That certain things do disgust me as well. Or certain things I look at it sideways like, But what I used to demean and talk down about and turn my nose up, I'm just in a different place now. It's certain things that I personally wouldn't do, certain things that I wouldn't want my daughter to do, certain things that I guess you would say is very urban. I'm trying to stop using the word ghetto. It's very urban, since they use urban for urban books and stuff like that. But, and there he go. But I've just learned to just look at stuff and just go, I see it, I catalog it, but that's it.
You know, people are people. People live their lives. Everybody don't have to live their lives the way I want. I mean, the way that I live my life. Everybody don't. And one thing that being on YouTube has taught me, if it has taught me nothing else, it has taught me how judgmental we are. How judgmental we are. Because who set the standards? Who set the standards for how people should live, how people should look, what they should wear? Who set the standards? What makes you feel like your opinion of how something should be supersedes somebody else's opinion? And that's something I've learned, to live and just let people live. Being here on YouTube, I said Facebook, I think before. Being here on YouTube has really opened my eyes to how judgmental, self-serving, arrogant, and narcissistic that people are. It just really blows my mind. Like old girl yesterday who wanted to correct me for always saying, anyway. I think it's anyway. They always want to correct me for that, and telling me that most of my subscribers really want to tell me not to do that, but they're afraid of me going off on them or blocking them or whatever. How can you speak for most of, how do you know what most of the subscribers think? How do you even know if most of the subscribers even paid attention to that? I mean, grammar police, whoever you are, baby, just like I told you, you're gonna have to love me or leave me. I am one who believes in improving, and that someone can help you improve and make you better, but it just depends on what that improvement and making someone better is. Admonishing me, because I use the term anyway a lot, is call yourself trying to demean me and put me down, because it irritates you. Just like with me, it used to irritate me when people say conversate. And I was saying in my mind, it's converse. When people use two, and two, there, and there, irritates me. Used to, in writing. Now, look at it. I know what the hell they mean. And that's all that just matters to me. It's like so much in life, we give so much time, investment in other people and their business and what they're doing and what they got going on and what they're wearing and how their hair looks and this and that. We spend too much of our waking moment in other people's business, concerned about what other people are doing. And oftentimes, as concerned as we are about what other people are doing, we need to be more concerned about ourselves. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. So, I'm finished with my TED Talks for today. I am about to go in here and fix me a salad, do a little bit of writing, do a little bit of editing, because I haven't written anything on Substack this week, because I do have something I wanted to write on Substack. It's going to be about kind of like what's going on with T.I. and 50 Cent, but y'all just need to follow me on Substack. Of course, it is being Chloe Barstow /substack.com. But just talking about the pettiness and when do we mature? Like, and then why is it that we in our 50s and 40s, we are really entertaining and love to see 50 Cent act the way 50 Cent acts? And so my question is, what does that say about your maturity, that you enjoy watching a 50-year-old man be quote unquote petty to everybody? Why is it entertaining that a 50-year-old man would post a picture of another man's wife trying to demean him or demean her or take shots at her? Why is it that we take enjoyment in well, maybe I'm contradicting myself because I said live and let live. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But it's just things I think about. Like, why is that entertaining? Um, and then whenever you really look at it, just like now, he came out with, movie about Puffy, whatever. I watched it because y'all know I don't care for Puffy. But then now he is going to make, instead of him responding to the family that has written these, raps, whatever. And the thing is that a lot of people were saying, well, T.I. was just, the thing is that this didn't get here until you decided to be petty and show a picture of his wife. A man should go hard for his wife. A man should go hard for his wife. The kids should go hard for their mother. That's how it should be. And the thing is that one thing I respect about T.I., people throw what he did and he went to jail and this and the third and the rumors of this and this. But one thing about him, from the time that man has been with that woman, he has been down for her, regardless of how she look, the BBLs, the face stuff, and all this other stuff. And here's another thing that people don't realize. Part of the reason that Tiny got the fillers and stuff in her face is because she had Bell's palsy. She had a stroke. And so she was trying to correct her face. Anyway, but he went hard for his family. What was he supposed to do whenever you did that? And the family went hard for him. But here's the kicker. Everybody's hyping, 50 Cent up, and now 50 Cent is supposed to be coming out with a documentary on T.I. and Tiny and the people, the women who have accused them of SA. So he's going to come out with that. That's his retaliation. And people are going to be eating it up. But at the end of the day, this is how I see it. T.I. has a whole family. His biggest flex, you can have $1 billion to his $2 million, but he is still richer than you because he has family. And T.I. has always been about family, whether it was his mom, his sister. He's always taken care of his kids. He's been involved in his kids' life. And then even with Tiny is like a second mother to them. And you could just tell she's just a loving person. I know personally that she's a loving person from seeing her out in the clubs back in the day. She was never the type that shy away from anybody. She would really actually be in the hood like 559, hanging out even once she became famous. But the biggest flex is having a family, because no matter how much money you have, 50 Cent, whenever you age, all of these people who are hyping you up, where are they going to be? Who's going to be there to help take care of you? So you're just going to have to pay somebody to take care of you. You've alienated all of your sons. You just deal with women who basically, they look good, but you're financing them. But once you get old, if you take away the money, what do you have? And that's the thing. Whenever it comes to this, everybody's hyping him up like, yeah. But when it all comes down to the get down, I feel like T.I. is more wealthy than Curtis. Clifford is more wealthy than Curtis, just for the simple fact of he has love around him. That's it. That's my TED Talk for the day. I think I'm done. Have a great weekend. Well, I'm going to see you this weekend. I think I'm going to go back out and I might do a little Lyft tomorrow or Instacart. Today was a good day. All right. What's that? I know I said I was done, but I had to tell y'all this before I forgot. So I was in there taking a shower. I said, let me go ahead and get this out the way before I fix my salad, because then I'm going to sit down and start editing the next video, and also doing a little personal business work. And so I'm in the shower, and as I'm in the shower, two things
came to mind about my parents. And it happens all the time where I'll have little, it's just little things that you remember. And I've always been like that, especially after my dad died, but even now, more so, now that my mom has passed on. It's just little memories. I think I've said before that I'm one of those people that I just toss the bad, remember the good, and try and keep it moving, because the more you keep holding on to the bad, I remember the bad, but I don't let it sit within me, because it will eat you up. But two things I remember: one, as I was taking a shower, I remember that no matter, my dad, he was from the country, and so he had a big garden in the backyard, and he loved his garden. He grew food just to give away to people at work. And if you came over here, you were gonna leave with some squash, some corn, some greens, some cabbage, some tomatoes, bell peppers, green beans. You was gonna leave with something. If you just stopped by to visit, you was gonna leave with something. But as much as my daddy loved to work outside in the yard, front yard, backyard, he would get off work whenever in the spring, whenever it's time to get out there in the yard, he would get off work and every day get out there in the yard to do something. And it's so funny because I'm like, do they even still do it? Remember the water hose that remember they used to water the lawn? And so you had the thing that would go, it was like a spray to go back and forth. And then you also had the one that go, and it go, the little, you stick it in the ground and it waters the grass. So I was just, thinking about, my dad and my parents. And one thing, and me and my mom talked about this, a while back. Do you know my daddy never did spell? And she said, and I would be thinking that I'm saying it because I'm his daughter, and so he's just everything in my eyes. But he never had an odor. He never, no matter how much he sweat outside, because he used to sweat, he never was funky. He never, I don't know what it is. I guess it's, well, no, it can't, because he drank a lot of water. He drank a lot of alcohol too. But he never was musty or funky. Never. Now his feet was a totally different thing. Me and my sister laugh about that. Baby, when my dad take off his shoes, he will clear the house, not the room, the house. And he had pretty feet. He had a high arch. And he had nice feet, but them suckers used to stink. When I said as soon as he take off the shoes, baby, we could be back there in the back. If he up here and he take off his shoes, we gonna smell it. If he in the back, he take off his shoes and we up here, you gonna smell it. Terrible. That's one. The second thing that I was thinking as I was in there taking a bath was, do couples, okay, let me just say it. I remember so many times my mom being in that tub taking a bath. She worked at General Motors, and she would, of course, be tired when she got home or whatever, or maybe she was outside working in the yard. And I remember my mom saying, Jake, can you come wash my back? And what it was, I was in there and I got the back scrub brush, but then I had the towel and I was doing this with the towel to wash my back. And it just popped in my head that, countless times I would see my dad in there washing wash her back. He would go in there and he would wash her back. No, they had, like I said, they had a crazy, violent relationship, but as contradicting as it sounds, they also had a lot of love. And I know that sounds contradicting. It sounds toxic. They were toxic. But I just remember him in there. And like I said, not just once. Jake, can you come wash my back? And I would go by the door, she and I booty naked, of course. I don't see my mama naked. And he would be right there at the tub washing her back. And I'm like, do people even do that anymore? And it wasn't in a sexual way, it was in a loving, caring way. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this vlog on that. Here's my question of the day. When's the last time your mate washed your back? That's going to be the title of this vlog tomorrow. Oh, one more thing. I'm going out to do Instacart and Lyft tomorrow. And I forgot them people coming over here to pick up this furniture, and they got a window between 10 and 5:30. So I don't know when they're going to get here. So I probably won't be doing much of that. But that is how we're going to end this vlog, with the question. When's the last time your mate washed your back? Yep. Talk to you later.